Hello everybody, Joe, best MTG decks ever. I want to talk to you guys today about investing in Magic and some strategies for doing that. But remember, this isn't investing advice, but I'm going to talk to you about investing in Magic. So, you can't blame me for anything. Can't blame... Oh, yeah. I can edit it out later. I can edit it. Anyway, so what I want to talk to you guys about is the set to invest in if you're going to get into Magic. Forget about Reserve Blood, forget about Arabian this, and forget about Revise that, and forget about Commander Staple blah. Alright? If you want gold, alright, I'm going to tell you how to find gold. And you find gold by investing in alpha. And I will tell you why. Alright? Not that those other things that I listed off are bad. You can make money in them. But I've got reasons why as a plan. This is so simple, it's so easy, and there are numbers that I use to back it up. So, let's check out the alpha print run. The alpha print run is a little bit south of 3 million. Some say 2.6, some say 2.8, but whatever. Just a little bit south of 3 million. All right? That means of each rare, there's roughly about 1,000 to 1,100. There's roughly about 4,500 uncommons, like of each uncommon. That means like of Icy Manipulator, there are 4,500 that exist. And then there are about 16,000 commons. All right, so if you were to look at Lightning Bolt, there are 16,000 common alpha Lightning Bolts in existence. Let's compare it to a modern print run. A modern print run runs at about 2.5 billion. That means that for a rare, you get about 2.7 million, and then for a mythic, it's about 1.3 million. All right? So, a modern rare, all right? This is for anyone that invests in modern cards for any reason other than just not, like, just playing around, all right? A modern rare, when it gets printed, more of that single rare, all right, gets printed than the entire run of alpha. Okay? You understand? That's to give you a perspective about the print run of alpha and where it is, like, how rare it is. For you guys that don't know, one of the characteristics of alpha cards is the rounded corners. I think they have like 5mm rounded corners or something like that. But if you don't know, that's one of the defining characteristics. No other Magic set has had those rounded corners. Starting from beta, they went down to like 3mm or something like that. A much smaller rounded corner. All right. Now what I want to talk to you about, we're going to do some more numbers here. Now what I want to talk to you about is player base. Okay. These are some numbers that I pulled off and through some research. So around 1995, there were about 4 million players that played Magic, give or take. All right. Now jump to 2014, there's about 20 to 25 million players. All right. Jump ahead. Around 2021, there's somewhere around 40 to 50 million Magic players worldwide. All right. Now, if you take 2.8 million and you divide it by 50 million, all right, and you round and you do some stuff, it's about 0.06, okay? So that means today, each Magic player, if they wanted one alpha card, it would be impossible. Each player, if they wanted to own alpha, could only own 6% of a single alpha card. All right, so take your shittiest alpha card that exists, like Circle of Protection Green or something, or Jump. I don't know. There's got to be like your lowest of the low. If every player today wanted to buy one card, they could only own 6% of a jump or a circle of protection green, okay? Let's say by 2030 there's 75 million players by then, okay? That's about a decade from now, about. And that's only the same increase from 2014 to 2021. All right? Then players could only oh, talking about all this alpha just makes me sneeze because it's so beautiful. If the player base reached 75 million, each player could only own 4% of a single card from alpha. Now I want you to understand this. That's only if every alpha card survived, okay? Of those 2.8 million cards that were created, probably lost, a good 800,000 of them to fire, destruction, just getting thrown out, jealous lover setting them on fire, and a lover's quarrel. Anything could happen. So there's probably about 2 million left. So it's even less than this. So what I'm really getting at here is that alpha is the best set to get into if you are investing. Even if Wizards reprinted the reserve list, okay, alpha will still retain its value because it is the first. It has rounded corners. There are only 2 million left. The print supply of this is half of what Arabian Nights was. If you think Arabian Nights is a good set to go for, then by logic it would be doubly better to go for alpha. Okay? So I'm totally convinced that alpha is the way to go, unless you're just dicking around, like you're just having fun. There is absolutely zero reason to spec in anything outside of alpha. Or, I mean, if you wanted to diversify, anything that's kind of like old school from the, like ABU, Arabian Nights, Legends, Antiquities, revised, little bit. But even among those, the rarest and the best is alpha. It will always have a premium underlying basis in that it was first. And I believe that all of these cards right now are severely underpriced. Because of the population versus the supply of alpha cards, it means that, like, in order to gain the same amount of increase in value based on a supply-demand basis, okay, 2 people would have to decide to start investing in Arabian Nights versus only one person deciding to invest in alpha. All of the rest of the sets are the percentage is much outside of the realm of those two when you're comparing. So what I'm basically saying is in order for alpha prices to rise, you can see a dramatic change if only 100 people decide to start investing. If 100 people each go into alpha and they say, I'm going to spend, $100 a month, and that this year I'm going to buy an alpha card every single month, those 100 people will actually affect the market more than if they decided to go with an Arabian Nights, or if they decided to go with one of the other sets. And it's the impact is going to be 2 times what it is, because the supply is half of that of Arabian Nights. And what that means is going forward, if there is any traction at all with the 50 million plus player base today, if you could convince 1,000 of them This is just a fraction of the existing player base. But if only like 1,000 of them decided to move in and buy a rare or whatever, there's only 1,000 of each rare that were printed. That means there's probably only about 600 or 700, maybe 800 that actually exist anymore. If 1,000 people of the 50 million player base decided to go and buy that one rare, it would disappear. It would not exist anymore. It would essentially not exist anymore. That's how scarce alpha is. So, yeah, I made this video because I wanted people to understand the supply of alpha and how unique it is and the value in investing in it. Because I believe in it, and I've got some alpha cards. Not going to hide that. And, yep, I just think that the set is going to be going bonkers. I would not advise getting into alpha right now unless you're planning to hold, for 5 or 10 years. If you're trying to flip, don't dip. Yeah, if you're trying to flip, don't dip. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the first set that was created by Wizards of the Coast back when it was a good company. And, yeah, I hope I have convinced you that it's good to invest in alpha. If you guys liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment telling me what you didn't like, and I will ignore it and scoff at your criticisms because I believe in alpha regardless of what you say. Have a good day. See you guys later. Bye-bye.